Hello, I'm here to talk about the Detroit Tigers in the American League Championship Series with the Boston Red Sox. So, the Detroit Tigers entered the postseason as the third ranked seed in the American League, while the Boston Red Sox were the number one team in the American League for the season, which means the Red Sox had a better record than the Tigers did in the regular season. So, going into the series, many experts actually predict the Tigers to win the series over the Red Sox, which is kind of surprising considering that they're the three seed and the Red Sox are the number one. Well, the reason for this is because many experts really love the Tigers starting pitching. The Tigers definitely have the advantage when it comes to starting pitching. They have Max Scherzer, who is 20-plus game winner this year, and Justin Verlander. He's pitching the second in the rotation this year. He was a Cy Young winner last year and MVP and all that. So unbelievable pitchers. But the thing is, the Red Sox have one of the best, if not the best, defenses in the major leagues. The Tigers have Miguel Cabrera, obviously unbelievable hitter, Triple Crown winner last year. They also have Prince Fielder, who is a big left-handed bat in the lineup, along with Victor Martinez and Johnny Peralta, who just came back from his big suspension for using steroids. So they have a lot of power in the middle of that lineup that many teams are scared of, and that many experts believe that will lead them to success. So Boston, they have unbelievable defense. They were ranked in the top 10 defensively for the all major leagues this past year, while the Detroit Tigers were rated in the bottom 10 teams of all major league teams defensively. So that says, Tigers, their defense really struggles, but they can swing the bats really well, and they have amazing starting pitching. Where Boston has great starting pitching as well, but their defense is so much better. They're unbelievable. But Boston has the advantage in the bullpen. They have great closers, great setup guys. Their bullpen is top notch, and the Tigers have struggled this year to find consistent relief out of their pitchers. They have Joaquin Benoit being the closer currently, who has had his struggles in the past, but he's been doing well for him this year, and they trust him more than anyone in the bullpen right now. So they've been going to him a lot. According to Baseball Tonight, since the ALCS went to a 7-game series back in 1985, the winner of the second game of the series went on to clinch the series 78% of the time. Which this does not look good for the Tigers, because the Tigers won game one, but then went on to lose the second game to Boston in dramatic fashion. The Tigers were up 4-0, and the Red Sox came back and hit a grand slam. David Ortiz came in and hit a grand slam in the 8th to tie it, and then they got a walk-off victory in the 9th. So they went on to win game 2, and then they won game 3 as well. They went back in Detroit. Max Scherzer threw in Boston, they lost. Verlander came back and threw in Detroit, and they lost again. So they were down 2-1. Last night they played in Detroit as well, and Doug Fester was on the mound, pitching against Jake Peavy for the Red Sox, and the Tigers ended up coming out and just scoring a ton of runs. Jake Peavy struggled throwing strikes, had a lot of free bases and big hits by Torrey Hunter, and Cabrera started getting some hits. So that was good for the Tigers. Surprisingly, though, the Tigers did have the advantage in the series. Like I said, almost everybody picked them to win. According to Bleacher Report, that they said the Tigers are going to win the series back. They're going to win the series in Game 6 in Boston after Boston comes back in the series. So everybody believes it's going to be a close game. Close games, and say that the Tigers are going to pull out the close games, because Boston really hasn't had a lot of close games this season. They've had a lot of games where they've won by large margins because they have a good offense, and that defense is, like I said, it was unbelievable. They don't let up many runs, so when they score, it's tough to score back on them. So especially with that bullpen being shut down the way they are. So the Tigers are going to have their hands full, and the series is tied 2-2. So hopefully the Tigers will win tonight. But yeah, the winner of this will make it to the World Series and play the winner of the St. Louis Cardinals and the Los Angeles Dodgers.